Why peace? The world will tell you this is what the world needs, this is what the world needs, this is what the world needs. But 7 billion people on the face of this earth are crying out for one thing and one thing alone, and that is peace. And peace is not the absence of war. I travel not because I like to travel. I travel so I can say this. What you're looking for is inside of you, and you should be in peace.
Rawat has been traveling for 40 years, inspiring people around the world to find peace within.
Buenos dias, shalom, buongiorno, guten tag, bonsoir Montreal. I go and I talk to people, and I present them with the possibility of themselves discover the peace that lies within you. Thank you for that warm welcome. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here in Pádua to talk about this one very simple subject. And at first, one could argue, what is there to talk about it? Peace, either you feel it in your life or you don't feel it in your life. If you feel it in your life, enjoy it. If you don't feel it in your life, find out how you can get to that peace. And that's the only area where there is something to say. How can you get to it? And the first step is, what is peace? What is this elusive thing that we are all trying to pursue? Is it an idea? You know, it's like somebody who makes statues. Maybe they take a pencil and they draw their idea on a piece of paper, but that's obviously not a statue. It's just an idea. And then they take the chisel and a hammer and a piece of marble that is the size that the statue they want to be. And what do? They create a statue. Okay? But what is the process of creating the statue? The process of creating the statue is to remove all the unwanted marble, so that what is left is the true expression of the artist of what he really feels. Could it be that peace is no different? That it is removing all those things that do not belong there, leaving only that the intent of the artist has. Something allows us to exist. Something allows us to be. Something allows us to feel. Something allows us to express. Something allows us to do things. I'm not going to get into what is that. But we know that we can feel, we can express, we can do. The questions then that begin to form are, is what we are doing what we really want to do? Do we really want wars? And the answer is, no, not really. Best to avoid them. Do we really want to destroy this beautiful natural earth? No. Not if we don't have to. So it seems to me when we look around ourselves, we see things happening that we don't want. And all of a sudden, we say, well, it's out of my control. I didn't do that. Seems to me that the artist has got it wrong. He's keeping the unwanted bits and removing everything he really wants. And the statue is not looking pretty. It's looking like a rock. And if we look around this world, it is so much the case. Because what has gone away from peace? Why do you not think that the peace is a happening thing? The individual is missing from the equation of the peace. Already we talk about world, not individual peace, world peace. We see the final product. Peace is not social. It's an individual. It is an individual phenomenon. And this is what has to be understood. That if we want peace, that we have to look at our own thirst, explore our own thirst for that peace. This is what will drive the drive that is needed to find peace in our lives. And then comes the question, how do you search for it? This is a big question. Let me shed some light on this. How do you search for something you never lost? Where do you search? Where do you begin to search? If all of a sudden I find that I have lost my jacket, I'm looking, where would I look for my jacket? Should I fly to South Africa to look for my jacket? I haven't been there for quite a few years. Should I go to India to look for a jacket that I'd never wore in India? I was there just a few weeks ago. Should I go to Malaysia to look for my jacket? No. When you lose something, you look in the last place you were. You don't go looking all over the place where you even weren't. Why do I make this point? Because that's what we do. When we lose our jacket that you were wearing in Pádua, you fly to Rome to see if you can find it. That's what we do. When the quest for peace begins from inside of us, why are we looking on top of the Himalayas to find it? When the quest for peace begins from inside of us, why are we looking towards people? who have maybe written this book and this book and this book and this book and this book. Why aren't we starting from ourselves and finding that one person who says, peace begins with you? Because somebody who's close to you, who you say to them, I've lost my jacket, they will say, well, where were you last? Where were you? Were you in this room? Were you in that place? Were you in that place? Then that's where you should look. But if you start searching for something that you have not lost, this is going to create very big problems. Because you are actually searching, and you are sincere, and you are looking, and you are looking, and you are looking, and you are not finding, and people want to help you, and they are saying, where do you think it could be? And you're saying, I don't know. Well, then let's look over here. Then let's look over here. And what happens? The time gets wasted, a lifetime gets wasted, and before you know it, you neither found the jacket, nor understood the search, nor understood what this life is all about. The paradox to me is that somebody has created a picture. I don't know his name. This is my paradox. Somebody has created a picture. This is how you should be. And I follow the picture to the T, but I don't even know what I am, who I am. And that is why time and time again there have been those who have pointed to you and say, look within you for the answers. Look within you and find your thirst. Look within you and find your quest. Look within you and find what it is that you want. Look within you and find the shelter from the storms. Look within you and find the unchanging. All that we think, all that we draw up, all that we think is our strength, my friends, is not our strength. A nation that has the biggest army, that nation thinks that they are the strongest, when indeed, somewhere they are the weakest. Weakest. You know, it's amazing. You can always tell a prison from other houses. Nobody has to tell you, oh, this is a prison. Why? Not too many windows, big walls, big barbed wire on top, guard houses. Because the whole idea is to keep people from outside going in and from inside going out. The access, very, very limited. It's the same thing. Same thing. When you see a house of a man who is simple and free, it will be very, very different. I have seen houses in India that don't have a door. There's not much in there that they're afraid somebody will come and steal. So, what we think is our strength ends up being our weakness. And we search. Because we as human beings, we do not want these wars. We as human beings do not want this confusion. We as human beings don't want all of this stuff. All we want is the simplicity. All we want, truly, truly, truly. It's like that beautiful saying goes, give me a tall ship and a compass to steer by. That compass. Something in our lives that we can look at we can feel, we can understand. You know, today, if I got up here and said things that nobody could ever understand, believe me, I'd be much more popular. Actually speaking very, very simply, people probably think, well, but that was too simple. That's it. That's it. But to me, the topic of life is simple. What do you feel in your life? What is it like for you when you wake up in the morning? Do you feel gratitude, or do you feel a burden of responsibilities? What do you feel? Once there was a young man, he was walking down. He was about to, he had been educated. He was about to start on his journey of life, so to say. He saw an old man carrying a whole bunch of load on his back. He went up to the old man and he said, "Hey, old man, I'm starting off new. You have been around for a long time. Tell me, what is it like? And the old man stopped, took the bundle, put it down, stood up straight. Then he took the bundle, put it back on his shoulders, and hunched over and walked away. Yeah. When you wake up in the morning, are you thankful for that day? When you wake up in the morning, do you feel like saying, today, I want to embrace today. This is the gift that I have. It will never be repeated. Do you know that? Today came and went. And what did you get of it? What did you capture? What did you keep of today? And tomorrow will come again. You know, I said one thing not long ago. I was in Miami, and I will say it here. To be rich requires two things. To be rich requires two things. One is that you have something precious. And the second part of it is you have a lot of it. See, if you have gold about the size of a pinhead, that won't make you rich. But if you had a lot of it, that'll make you rich. Two things to be rich. You have something precious, and two, you have a lot of it. Now the second question becomes, do you feel rich? Is there something that you have that is precious and you have a lot of it? And I will tell you that there is something that is incredibly precious, and you have a lot of it. And it is this breath that comes and goes in you. Is it precious? Of course. No monies of the world can buy it. And do you have a lot of it? Oh yeah. Day and night, it comes, goes, comes, goes, comes, goes, comes, goes. Every second, if you can understand its preciousness, then every second is precious. And do you have a lot of those? Yes. Yes. But do you know it? Not think it. Know it. Peace is for those who know. Peace is for those who know. Somebody who cooks in your kitchen, well, they may not be able to make a car out of it for you. They may not be able to give you incredible advice. But one thing a cook can do is when you're hungry, they can make you something that if you eat, will satisfy your hunger. Good enough. Do you know how to quench the thirst? Do you know? Because if you don't, this is not a topic and an issue of arguments. Either you are or you're not. In this life, of all the things you do, one of the things you have to also do is be fulfilled. One thing I was thinking today, do you know there is another really nice outcome of peace? Most people don't understand this or don't know this. But if you are in peace, it will make you very happy. This is what people want. This is what you have to want. This is what you have to need in your life. Do whatever is necessary to bring peace in your life, because when you bring peace in your life, not only will it bring you peace, it will also bring you immense amount of happiness. And a gratitude, thankful to be alive. That's what's gone, that's what's missing. Human beings do not recognize human beings. They do not recognize other human beings as, hey, you are alive too. Like I am, you are alive too. As I am important to me, you are important to you. You share the same earth as I do. We are here on the same time. I say this many times. Scientists wanted to know if there's life out there. So they set up these array of antennas, searching the skies, searching the heavens to see if there is life. And I'm not saying there is life or not life out there, but they have been searching for a long time. So far, up to this point in time, they haven't found anybody. Now there might be. I'm not saying there isn't. Don't mistake me. They might be, but so far, up to this point, they haven't found anybody out there. Nobody has returned the reply. Nobody has returned the email, so to say, or the SMS. Yes, we are here and we are coming to see you. No, nobody has said that. So here we are. For millions and 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 millions of miles around, there is nobody out there but us. That's it. Just us. 6.5 billion us. And either we learn to live with each other, or we are going to end up creating living hell here on earth. Idea of peace for every individual in peace, believe me, is the only way that there will be heaven here on earth. And there is a way. There is a way to find that beauty, that peace inside of you. All it takes is to find your thirst. No more and no less. What you're looking for is inside of you, and you should be in peace. You should be in that happiness. Because when you are in peace, you look beautiful. That's it. That's it. You look beautiful. So thank you very much for listening to me. And it really is an honor to address those who are interested in peace. Find your thirst, find your quest, and I hope whatever I can do to help you with that peace, I am able to do. Thank you very much. Good night.